Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to day 10. It is leg day, so we are going to be stretching out our legs completely. So find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So we're going to be starting from our toes and working all the way up to our hips and our glutes. So let's start in a toe squat. So you can come onto your knees, tuck your toes under, trying to lengthen through the bottom of your toes. Feel free to keep some weight in your hands and kind of send your hips back towards your heels. If you want, you can sit back all the way, lift your hands up, but maybe place them in your lap. And we're not gonna stay here long. So maybe smile. I don't know, a toe squat always makes me wanna smile. Let your shoulders fall from your ears. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And do that again. Nice deep breath in and out. And let's just stay for one more full breath. Awesome, you guys. Bring your hands down. If they are lifted, come off of your feet. Shake it out a little. Tap it out a little. Bring your knees together, your feet together, but rest on the top of your feet. And then send your hips back towards your heels. You can keep some weight in your hands again, or you can start to sit back on your heels, maybe even lean back. You can keep your hands on your mat as you try to lift your knees higher and higher, maybe finding your balance, placing your hands on your lap again. Feeling the ankles, the tops of the feet, the shins if you're lucky, and maybe a smile comes back. Awesome work, you guys. Slowly, let's bring our knees back down. Come into tabletop for a moment. If you'd like to shake out your ankles a little bit, shake out your ankles. And then we're gonna be bringing our right foot forwards. So let's set up a lunge, sinking the hips forwards and down. You can rest on the top of your back foot. Keep your hands on your mat. Let your chest rest on your front knee, finding that left hip flexor. Take a breath here. And then let's start to heel toe our foot to the left side of our mat. So heel toe your foot over, lay your shin down for your pigeon. Maybe scoot your foot closer towards your hip. But take an inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, and maybe tipping forwards. If you'd like to tip forwards, letting your upper body be heavy. Awesome work, you guys. If you're folding, let an inhale bring you back up. We're just gonna kind of pivot over towards the right side, and then our left leg, I wanna keep it out wide and our right leg bent in front of us. So we're gonna half straddle right now. If I lost you along the way, send one leg out nice and wide. But taking an inhale to lengthen the spine, you can point your toes up and tip forwards if you want. Getting into the inner leg, that inner thigh, maybe a gentle rock of the shoulders, side to side. Awesome, you guys. We're gonna lift up if you are tipping forwards and just turn to face your leg more and bring your foot all the way to your inner thigh. Inhale to lengthen your spine again, and exhale to fold towards your knee, towards your foot. Point those toes up. Find your calf, find your hamstring, find the length through the leg. Nicely done, you guys. And inhale to rise back up. You can just bend your knees, plant your feet for a second. We're gonna come back over into tabletop first and then find our lunge from there. So transition at your own time, on your on your own pace. I think I screwed up those words there. At your own time, on your own pace, something like that. Find your lunge with your left foot forwards, sinking into the hips for that right hip flexor. Take a moment, soften your shoulders, and let your chest be heavy on your front knee. And then we can heel toe our foot over to the right side, lay down the shin, scooch the foot closer to the hip if you need to for your pigeon. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forwards if you want to fold forwards. Just breathe. Using an inhale to slowly come back up. If you're folding forwards, you can start to kind of roll to the left side a little bit so that your right leg is out wide, your left leg is bent in front of you, facing forwards as much as possible. Point your toes up, trying to find the inner leg, some love there, some stretch there, and if you need to tip forwards, rock your shoulders a little bit to find it, go for it, or maybe you don't have to try too hard at all, and that is perfect. And if you are tipping forward, start to make your way back up. Turn so that you're facing your leg. Adjust your left foot to your inner thigh. Take another inhale to lengthen. With the exhale, folding forwards. Relax your shoulders. Find your breath. Keep pointing your toes up. Flexing the foot. Awesome, you guys. Using an inhale to slowly lift back up. You can bend your knees, plant your feet again. Take a nice rock side to side. Give your legs a hug, your knees a hug. And then we're going to come back over into our tabletop again. We're going to be bringing our right foot forwards into our lunge again, but we're not going to stay there. So sink into your hips first and then heel toe your foot over to the right side for your lizard. Bring your hands under your shoulders, sink into your hips. You might come down onto your forearms. Let your right knee tip out to the side. Let your hips be heavy. And if you wanted to stay here, you can. And if you want to try to catch your back foot, you can stay on your left hand or your left arm and turn your chest to the right. Try to catch your foot. Bring your heel towards your glute to get into the quad. And if you did add your quad in, your back leg, slowly let it go. Climb back up onto your hands if you're not already there. Heel toe your foot back to the middle of your mat, and then bring your knee into your tabletop again. Give your hips a little rock side to side. When you're ready to switch, your left leg can come forward, sinking into the hips. Heel toe your foot to the left. Set up your lizard. Let your knee fall out to the side. Sink into the hips. Maybe drop to the forearms, maybe not. Just feel the love through your hips wherever you are. If you want to catch your foot, add your quad in. Right hand or arm can stay down. Turn your chest to the left and bend your leg. Try to grab your foot. Feel the quad, feel the hips. Awesome, you guys, slowly coming back. If you have your back leg, coming onto your hands as well. Heel toe your foot to the middle and then back all the way into tabletop just for a second to rock it out a little bit. We're going to get into our quads again, just in case you didn't want to catch your foot there. So maybe have a seat first. Bring your legs out in front. You could also come over onto your left side. On your forearm, maybe hugging your right heel towards your glute. Find your quad. See if you can kiss your knees together. You can stay here on your side or you can tip over. Try to sit down, bringing your heel to the outer edge of your hip. Maybe even leaning back. You might feel your ankle more than your quad. You might feel your hip more than your quad if you come into this seated position. So wherever you want to be on your left side, seated in some way, leaning back in some way, you can do that too. I like to bend my opposite leg just to help square the hips a little bit more, or I feel like I'm kind of tipping over to one side. And then we're just going to slowly come back the way we came. So if you're sitting, tip over to your left side, send your leg out. You can kind of just roll over towards the right side, hug your heel towards your glute and stay here, or trying to pivot, tip over so that you are seated with your heel next to your hip, maybe leaning back. Scooching the hips around a little bit. And then breathe. Awesome work, you guys. You can slowly start to come back over so that you're on your right side if you're not already there. And then maybe just pivot back so that you are seated as well. Roll back a little bit. The soles of your feet can come together, your knees out wide for your butterfly. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine, and with the exhale, tipping forwards if you'd like to tip forwards. Letting an inhale lift you back up. Your hands find your knees, bring them together. Send your legs out long, both of them. Feel free to bend your knees a bit, but point your toes up. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine, and then with the exhale, fold forwards. Feel the length through your legs by pointing your toes up. Letting the shoulders fall from the ears. And then let's use another inhale to lift back up. Awesome, you guys, bend your knees. Give your legs a little bit of a hug, a little rock side to side. Can we come back over and do one more toe squat? Come on, let's do it. Come onto your knees, tuck those toes, send your hips back towards your heels. Feel free to take some weight into the hands and keep weight in the hands. Maybe the smile comes back. Close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. And take another nice deep breath. And just one more. Bringing your hands down if they were lifted. Tap it out, shake it out. Rest on the top of your feet again. Sit back towards your heels. Maybe lift your knees as you lean back. It's like our counter stretch. A lot of love through the ankles. Maybe floating, resting your hands on your lap or have your hands behind you. But slowly Bring your knees down, lift your hips off your heels, give the ankles a shake. And then you can cross your legs, have a comfy seat. Awesome work, you guys. A lot of love for the legs today, all the way from the toes to the hips, I hope. So thank you for joining me. I'm excited to see you guys back here again tomorrow. But until then, namaste.